Hello friends, welcome to yet another video on Portfolio Manager Certification Examination of NISM. This is NISM Series 21B exam, probably one of the toughest exam to crack for two reasons. One, it has got multiple numerical questions as well as some tricky theory questions that you need to not only understand but answer correctly so that you could pass the exam. So in this video, I'm going to take you through 15 questions, potential questions that may come in the exam because it deals with the nuances of role of portfolio manager. Of course, chapter 7 is an extensive chapter, and I have captured some more questions in other videos as well that you can see and use for your benefit. So let me start with the quiz questions. The first question is about the role or rather the type of portfolio manager and their role, right? So the question is who controls what to buy, sell and when to buy, sell in case of non-discretionary PMS. So it's a non-discretionary PMS. Here two key decisions have to be taken, what to buy, sell and when to buy, sell. So who will take this? Will it be the client, the PMS, which is portfolio management service provider, both client as well as PMS together, or what to buy and sell has to be decided by the client, when to buy and sell by the PMS. So in case of non-discretionary PMS, all the decisions, whether it is what to buy or sell or when to buy or sell, both are taken by the client only. So the answer for this particular question will be A. Okay. If it was a discretionary portfolio management, it would have been a different scenario or a different kind of transaction that would have been done there, right? Now let me move to question 2. Which of the following is true with respect to advisory services model of PMS? So if in case you are aware, and I'm sure you are aware that there are three models. One is discretionary, the second is non-discretionary, and third is the advisory services model. So we have already seen one question related to non-discretionary, which very clearly mentioned what to buy and sell and when to buy and sell. The decision has to be taken by the client. But what would happen in case of advisory services? Okay, so you can see three options are here. The portfolio manager suggests the investment idea or provides non-binding investment advice. Well, that's absolutely correct because it's an advisory services, so portfolio manager has to do that. The investor take the decisions, the portfolio manager executes the transaction. Well, that's not the case, to be very honest with you. The statement uh, 2 appears to be reasonable, but 3 is definitely not something that should have been the option. So option A is not correct. The portfolio manager suggests the investment ideas or provides non-binding investment advice, which is the option B. The portfolio manager takes the decision, the portfolio manager executes the transaction. So in the first option, you have investor taking the decision. In the second option, it's the portfolio manager. Well, this is also not the correct answer. So obviously, we have moved on to the correct answer, which is that the portfolio manager suggests the investment ideas or provides non-binding investment advice, and the investor take the decision and the investor only executes the transaction. This is something that would happen in case of advisory model of PMS. Remember, there are three models: discretionary, non-discretionary and advisory. We move on to question 3 quickly. Which of below mentioned statement is true? Actually, it should have been is true, but erroneously it has been put as if true. So please read it as is true. The portfolio manager shall not borrow funds or securities on behalf of clients or the client. Second option is portfolio manager shall not lend securities held on behalf of client to a third person except as provided under these regulations, which is the portfolio management services regulation of the SEBI. Well, in this case, both the statements are true. So you cannot borrow funds or security on behalf of client, and if you want to lend, you will have to take the permission from the client. So which statement is true? Okay, as I said, it is not if, it is actually is, so we will go with is here. So which statement is true? Both the statements are true, so it's A that we will go with. Question number 4 or quiz 4 is, in addition to the principal and compliance officer, the portfolio manager should have in its employment at least one person. What is the eligibility criteria for that person? So There has to be a different person apart from compliance manager and the principal officer. So he should be finance, economics, or commerce graduate from an university or an institution recognized by the central government or any other state government or foreign university. He should have an experience of at least 2 years in the related activity in the securities market, including in a portfolio manager, stockbroker, investment advisor, or a fund manager. Well, if you see here, the first option is not correct. So he should just be a graduate. He need not be a graduate in finance, economics, or commerce. Okay, well, the experience criteria definitely stage. So since first option is not correct, okay, we will only go with the C, which is only 2 is correct. So he should be having an experience of 2 years at least, but he can be a general graduate, need not be specifically a finance, economics, or commerce graduate. I hope I could clarify this point. So the option would be C here, which is nothing but the statement 2. Question 4. What is the net worth requirement for a portfolio manager? And it's a very straightforward question, so I'm not evaluating the option. It will be straight away 5 crores. Now I will move on to the next question, which is what is the validity of certificate of registration granted by SEBI to the portfolio manager? Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years? Well, the answer here is it's forever. So it does not have that kind of a validity. Okay. Let us move to the next question, which is quiz 7. The portfolio manager shall keep the funds of all clients in a separate account to be maintained by a scheduled commercial bank or any cooperative bank. Is this statement true or false? Well, portfolio manager is not supposed to keep account with the cooperative bank. So this statement actually is false. Portfolio manager can keep only the money with what we call as the scheduled commercial bank, not with the cooperative bank. So it's a false statement. Quiz 8. The portfolio manager is required to preserve the books of accounts and other records and documents of preceding how many accounting years? Well, typically a document preservation is for 5 years or 10 years in most of the cases. And here also the answer is 5 years, right? So the portfolio manager is supposed to keep the books of accounts for 5 years. This takes us to quiz 9, which is in a slightly smaller font, but I will read it for you. Which of the following is true in respect of eligibility requirement of a principal officer, right? So he should have a professional qualification in finance law and accountancy, business management from a university, and other qualifications which are mentioned in the option. So, well, this option is true. This is definitely true. He should have a relevant NISM certification as specified by SEBI from time to time, which is also true. Okay, so this is also correct. So both A and C are correct. He should have an experience of at least 2 years. Okay, well, the experience of 2 years is not correct. Okay, so it should be more than 2 years actually. So this particular option is not correct. So we will say that it is both A and C here. And why I have given such option is because you should remember that sometimes you may get a combination of these data points and then you may be asked to answer the question. So A is correct, C is correct. In fact, only one which is not correct is B. So question could also have been which of the following is not true. So here A and C both are true. Portfolio managers can impose a lock-in on the investment of their clients. Is it true or false? No, you cannot put a lock-in. There can be an exit load, but there cannot be a lock-in. So the answer for this question is false, or this statement is rather false. Which of the following is not included in the definition of body corporate? Remember, a portfolio manager can only be a body corporate. So what is not included is a cooperative society. A cooperative society is not a body corporate, and that's why a cooperative society cannot be a portfolio manager also. Question number 12 is, in the portfolio management services, the requirement of minimum investment per client shall not apply to an accredited investor, and SEBI has defined accredited investors. So as per the mutual agreement and terms of contract, accredited investor need not have this minimum requirement of 50 lakhs, and this is a true statement. So we'll put true here. Let us move to question 13, which is an dash 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 is a broad outlay of type of securities and permissible instruments to be invested by portfolio manager for customer, taking into account a specific factors or factors specific to clients and securities. We will call this as an investment approach, not investment planning, requirement or direction. This is an investment approach that the portfolio manager has to essentially follow. What is the exit load applicable if a client withdraws PMS money from PMS after a period of 3 years from date of investment? So if you have completed 3 years, or rather 3 years from date of investment, if you are taking into consideration here, it would be 1%. Okay. Beyond 3 years, it would become nil. Okay. The next one. Which of the following category of portfolio manager did not appoint a custodian? So discretionary has to appoint, non-discretionary has to appoint, but advisory portfolio manager, because he's only giving advice, why would he need a custodian at all? So the answer would be C. With this, we have concluded our discussion for this particular chapter. I'm sure you would have liked this particular video having 15 valuable questions. Please do subscribe to my channel for similar videos that will help you prepare exam, and do like this particular video. Thank you for your time.